So let's begin this, because otherwise we will run out of time at the end. So the idea in this next 40 minutes or so is to give you an idea how to manage content.
The media.
How to manage media and how to involve it in our content, and how to manage different kinds of media that is not just images, sounds, pictures, but it's also social media, tweets, Facebook, Facebook pages and everything.
Everything, whole package.
Yeah. So yeah, who we are. You go first. It almost works. Yeah.
Almost works. Yeah. So I'm Antti Alamäki. I've been working with Drupal for 8-9 years and PHP around 16 years. So now working as a software architect in Tieto.
Yeah, I'm Jarkko Oksanen. I'm Antti's colleague. We have been working for Tieto for 1 year now. We have been involved in a couple of projects, a couple of big ones, a couple of small ones, and on the side I have been doing some freelancing and smaller websites. So I think we have a good idea how to manage we have gained a good knowledge how to manage enterprise level websites and their media.
Yep. And that's where the goodness comes. Yeah, so what we'll focus on. So we'll go a little bit through what we have now, what options we have, and what is the current situation of media management. And then also we will go a little bit through how the future looks like with Drupal 8. So
yeah, so the whole idea in this 45 minutes is to try to answer these 3 questions, yes. And of course the questions that you might provide at some point. Yep. So, what is media? This is something that is, well, if you are building a website, you have to know what kind of media you are going to manage. Yes. So if you're thinking about a really small website, you don't have to go to advanced media management. You don't have to have all these libraries and stuff like this. But when you're talking about medium to large websites, then you're really going to have to think about this.
Yes, and also the archiving of the material is very important on bigger sites. So
yeah.
The bigger it gets, the more important.
Yeah.
Take, for example, France Telecom. The last note I heard is they have about 800,000 media items on their website.
Yeah, so if an editor wants to use one media item from 3 years ago, it should be easy to search and put and track and into the content straight away.
Yeah. So this is an example, and also other example is other big corporates like YLE. Okay, they are not currently using, but might be using it in the future.
Yeah. So currently YLE has a huge database of pictures only, and that's something that we are trying to change now. But it will be a long project for that. These are the kinds of media that are out there, and we are trying to find something that can manage all these in a good and clear material bank kind of service. And what is coming in Drupal 8 will also manage all of these.
Yeah. So basically what will come in Drupal 8 is an evolution of the state in Drupal 7.
Yeah. Currently.
Yeah, so the current media solutions in Drupal 7. So media file entity. So that's the traditional choice for D7 at the moment. Then asset and Scald. So they are pretty much alike. Scald is most likely the most advanced at the moment. And then we have media box as the 4th one.
Media box is still something that is coming, and it might be cool. But
might be good, but still on development phase. So
yeah, we'll go through these pretty quickly and concentrate on the one that we have deemed the best of all of these.
So about asset, so we have a nice and easy UI, easy ways to find the content, and using drag and drop, and then we have this. So this Scald actually resembles asset in many ways, but what we have encountered, so the asset is much more limited.
Yeah, and in a couple of ways it was a bit like what we are, it's a bit, it takes more of your server's capacity and everything. It's not so fluid that some of the other options are. And there's also, the good thing about this is that it's clear to use and the editors love it because the all pictures are all there and it's nailed to the side and it's easy to use. So basically what you have here is pictures and the meta descriptions and all the stuff are here in like, these are called assets and you can drag and drop them into the editor and like use the content just like that.
And was it so that it has also the resizing?
No, this is not the one that has.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, it was MediaBox actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so MediaBox, yeah, easy to use interface, but upload functionality and what I was saying, so the inline cropping.
Yeah.
But the bad thing is that it's still in dev state.
Yeah, so you can see the inline placeholder here. For example, in the last one, there's this nice thing that you can use to take the content. And here you have this MediaBox thing that you need to copy and paste into the content to see it appear.
So, but it looks promising.
Yeah, at least the selling point is the cropping on inline images. You can, when you're adding image, you can crop it, and that's like a great thing, because that's something that is missing completely.
Of course, this is doable with some traditional ways also, but what's going on? We lost out of the page.
Yeah, the text is in the wrong color. Let's see if we can change this. No.
I have it in PowerPoint here.
This is okay. Yeah, so basically about Scald. You can read from there.
Yeah, okay, I'll read from the screen. Yeah. So the basic functionality, so for the end user point. So, well, the user interface is very easy to use. So it looks very much like the asset library. And we have the drag and drop interface, so you can just drag items from the library.
Very similar to the asset that we showed before. We will actually go more deeper into this, because this is the one, Scald is the media management tool and module that we have selected as the best for currently for Drupal 7.
Yep.
This is something that is really highly debated on Drupal.org, and there are people who are like, we don't need that and stuff like this, but we have used it and our clients and our editors love it. So.
Yeah. And then there is a highly customizable display mode, so maybe Jarkko can explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so if you have one image and one asset that go, we will show this more deeper in the future, but there is like, if you have image with metadata data and everything, you can just select a display mode that it's displayed in different contexts. So if, for example, if you display it on a front page, you can select front page display mode and it will look completely different than it does in another display mode. So that is something that is good in this. Of course, you can implement something like that for the others too, but it's included in this one.
Yes. And then we have the inline editing of the assets. So basically, we can just in place without switching the page. So we can edit the assets.
Yeah, so if you have an image on a page that you are editing, you can click on the image and set the width and height and stuff like you could do in normal, with normal images also with the CK editor, but you can do it in more detail.
Yeah. Yes, and then top of the notch there, so what we have is this, the big difference between asset and Scald is that Scald also supports Solar. So everything is possible. You can index everything in Solar, which is a huge advantage when you consider a corporate website where you have a lot of data. Okay, you got it there.
And now we have it like this. Yeah. So these were the things that we were talking about just now.
Yeah. And about the assets.
Yeah. So in Scald we have an asset. So that is something that holds the image and all the metadata and everything attached to it. And these assets can be for example, a tweet from Facebook, post from Facebook or something that we generate, and we can have all kinds of data attached to it, and it will show. We will show it later, but we will. It can be drag and dropped into any inline content, and you can align it to the left of the page.
And that is actually what is good with Skull, that the approach which they have taken is actually that they are not looking at the media only from the point of, for example, image or a file. The media can be just about anything. It can be Twitter tweets, Facebook posts. Even we have made a provider which is just custom text, which can be entered from the asset into any place on the website.
Yeah, so if we have some kind of a crappy slogan that we want to reuse, we can take that from the asset library into every page and everything that where we want to use it.
Yeah, so asset is not at all only files. So the asset file images actually they are just one special case of an asset.
And the one good thing that our editors love is one time you enter a caption under the image, the caption will be reused every time you use that, and you can translate that caption in the Drupal translation interface. So, yeah.
How about integration to the Drupal core, for example, meaning the setting assets and so on?
Yeah, yes, this is a good point. There's a provider for Skull that.
The Skull is able to do that, but how about the other frameworks?
Well, you can with media, of course, you can integrate it in the commerce, just like any. It's the predecessor of the D6 media management. So. Of course it works, but it doesn't provide any kind of good user interface like the Skull does. So.
Yeah, for the products, I think there is no other option out of the box. I'm not sure if you have a better idea about that.
No.
But that is a great thing that if you have an e-commerce store and you have products, like I have, for example, kitarankiele.fi, I'm selling lots of strings there. And if I want to write like a blog post, I can go to the asset and drag and drop my product in between there. And people can be like, ooh. And yeah,
and that's really easy to use.
Yeah, that's one great asset of this.
Yeah, so in that sense, as you see, so asset is not just images or files.
Now we have learned something. Yeah.
I need to double click. Okay. Yeah, from the developer's perspective, so about Skull. So the best part I think is the usage of C tools. So multi-part forms, Ajax support, everything there. The full power. Everything that you have in C tools is basically available. And then they have a very good API for extending the providers and creating new ones. So like we were doing a couple, so they took maximum 1 or 2 days to implement, so they are very simple. Of course, depending on what you have there. And then separate entities for Skull, so this is the good part. So these developers of the Skull actually, they originally looked at this way media is doing it, but media is storing them as file assets. File entities, sorry.
Yeah.
And they decided, because they see this as a wider concept than just files, so they decided to make them completely separate entities, which also, if you use Solar for indexing, so they get into a separate Solar index.
Yeah. Yes, you have a different index for, you could have a different index for all of these.
And then we have these multiple data providers here, so this is one of the good things. So you can basically, there's a lot of providers available, and more are coming all the time. So here's a bunch actually what is available already. So YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, all the basic stuff. Dailymotion, that's a part of the Skull core already. And Skull image also is a part of the core. Most of these are separate content modules.
Yeah, sub-modules to Skull that provide another functionality. For example, the SoundCloud thing, you just install the module and you can use the your SoundCloud
Yes.
music as assets.
Yes, but this Dailymotion is a part of the Scald itself, so it is a separate module under the Scald, but it's provided with the module when you download it.
And we have done 2 of these ourselves.
Yes, so Scald RSS channel, so this is for populating RSS feeds to the website. And then we have a Scald Facebook channel, so the same thing, so we can populate Facebook feeds on the website and put them wherever we want on the website, inside inline content, whatever. Twitter, the same thing, it's using the latest Twitter API, we just converted it. And then a file provider, which is a generic provider for files. So it can basically take any type of file which you configure.
Yeah.
And then we have this kind of a title link which I just mentioned. So this is a functionality that we want to have the title as a link sometimes. So we can store this in assets and actually insert them anywhere on the website without having to look for them again. And then we have a Scald web page. So this is a module actually extension which takes a screenshot of the website and they can just store it in the assets and show it anywhere on the website as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have a video provider?
Yes, there is providers for Vimeo and YouTube and everything.
And also, if you have your own video files, you can use those, of course. You can upload
you can
them.
use this normal file provider for videos.
More about just to bring the link, for example, from Vimeo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's all completely configurable with context. So you can just configure by context how you want to display it.
Yeah.
And the display modes.
If you want to just bring links, it's really easy. You can just make a new asset that is link assets, and then you just create the links and you can track and drop.
Actually, by default, it is a link.
Yeah, but of course appears the video.
Yeah, you can also make it appear as a video.
Yeah.
It's just about the display mode, how you want to display it.
Yeah, now we're going to do a small demo of Scald, which will probably go horribly wrong. As they always do.
Live demo.
Yeah. Okay, now you see.
Thank you. Let's take it on the dev, yeah.
This is our development website for Tieto.com. So I'm not showing any horrible content, but
a lot of warnings you will be seeing.
You can see all the funny notices here. These are of course hidden everywhere else, so it's only for you.
Yeah.
So Drupal is like
Yes, this is Scald. So this is the media library, and here are the assets you can
This
see.
is a fully configured sheet, so
And
maybe we can take first
Sorry?
this.
A little bit of the worshipping will be admin stuff to the right.
This.
It's automatically there.
Yeah, this is Scald.
No, I mean under these proposition options.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just pushing them. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, I did not understand.
Yeah. So, I mean, you configure this by content type where you want to display this. There is an atom reference field which is configured, and then in those assets you will have this. And you can configure by field which assets can be referenced also.
Yeah. So for example, if we have an image here, we can drag and drop it like this, but this is now something else. So it doesn't show.
It's the input type also.
So we can drag and drop assets into the content, and this might not be the best asset to display, but then we have inline editing for these. We can set, this can be set by our custom Go code, so we can provide every kind of customization that we wish. Yeah. So for example, we can align it right and set space and stuff like that.
And then there is also a possibility to drag and drop this into a separate atom reference field. So instead of having it inline.
Yeah, so these are the things that we have here. For example, if we search for custom HTML, then we can see. We might be able to see. Yeah, there we see all the custom HTML bits that we have done, and we can drag and drop these into the content. So this, for example, is a link.
So
It could be anything.
It can be anything, but this is just to save the editor's time, so they need to write it again each time. So.
Yeah, and if you are editing content, you need to add something. You can just click on whatever you wish to add.
And then there is also the search functionality, so you can search among the assets. The only disadvantage maybe in this search is that it is using the atom index in database instead of using Solr-based index.
Yeah.
That is the only disadvantage there.
This is something that
it makes it a little bit slower than it would be with Solr, but it works.
Yeah.
And I have heard that there have been some talks about integrating also that part into Solr, but it's not done yet, so maybe in the next version. We'll go back to the demo.
You still want to show something?
What?
Do you still want to show something?
Well, we could have shown a little bit about the configuration of Scout, how it's configured.
Okay, sure. If I can get back there.
Just take the basic content type. Structure. Basic content page. This is more technical stuff. It's having a snail pace. Yeah. So go to feed management. And let's show a little bit about the context as well. Yeah, so where do we have the reference field? Hold on. Atom reference. We have somewhere. There. Image atom. So just click on edit. So it's the basic stuff. You can just select what types of atoms can be referenced there. So only those atoms will be available for both adding and both for creating there.
Yeah, and this is not for this. This is for you have different fields in the content type that you can also use the atoms in. So there's a basic field that you can use to have any content there if you wish.
But this is the basic usage for the field. But let's show a little bit about the context, how to add custom fields to the Scout atoms, because we have a lot of those, I realized. Because this is actually a really good part. So these are just entities, so you can just add as many fields as you want there. And then in the display modes, define how they are displayed.
Yeah, so this is our custom HTML asset.
Yeah.
Which has all these fields, and you could add anything you want there. Not anything, but almost anything.
Field collections, field groups, everything. Basically, all types. There's no limitation. So this actually works a little bit same as the field collection module would do. So they are just custom entities with fieldable custom entities. I'm actually not sure if it is possible to define that these are not fieldable. I think in the provider it is possible to define. But
yeah. Do you have any more questions, or do you want to show us more about Scout? Yeah.
Configurations, just with features or?
You can yes, everything is exportable in features. Everything is exportable.
No other option.
No other option.
No other option
of copying the database.
Yeah. And of course, there is exporting the atoms is a bit tricky business because they are custom entities. So Scout doesn't provide any method for that. But you can basically use UUID features.
And you have been successful with features, so no need for production.
No, the happy version just fine. We even have a big stack called the material bank where we have the whole Scout configuration. Everything is there.
Even reusable across other projects. So
this
seems like huge amount of configuration.
It is a lot of configuration, but actually when you do configuration by field by field, so we have stuff like basic fields, which we are using across the site. And then we just make the configurations for those, so it makes the life easier when you export them.
And when you install it out of the box, there are 4 types of assets that you can already use.
Yeah.
So that is something that you don't have to do if you don't need to customize. So this is okay for even like mid-level websites. So if you have like 150 pictures.
But this is basically the wall power, how you, if you really want to have more there, not just the basic stuff.
There was a question.
Yes, first slide there was alfresco. Is there some interface?
Yeah, so alfresco actually is a bit different story. Basically, it is possible to use alfresco as a back end for the media management, and I have also heard about experiments with Scout. So that alfresco is the back end, and Scout is used as the front end.
There is more about that coming in the future, but like there's nothing big done yet. But there are plans in horrible discussions in Drupal.org. But that is still something that is not there's nothing ready.
And actually, we have been experimenting in other projects inside our company also. So we have big plans for alfresco there.
Any questions about Drupal 8 yet? Drupal 7?
That's when you go really big in data, so that's alfresco.
How about permissions? Like, can you have like some set of assets available for, let's say, normal content editors?
Yes.
And then another set of items for just like super admins?
Yes, everything is configurable. It's normal atom permissions.
Yeah, and then you will have to export them by features, of course, but that is, you can
so that not all assets are available.
It's very kernel system.
You can change it by one asset can be for.
You can actually set it even asset by asset.
Yeah, that's the way.
So it's.
Try translating those.
Yep. All the time. We have
translating the items, the content.
Yeah, the whole item using the entity translation.
Yep, we do it. We have 16 languages or so on the website. So.
Yeah, but
we do it from the adding screen when you create a new item, because it doesn't seem to.
No, you have to do it. You have to do the translations of the string translation. So there is no mechanism of directly linking the translated atoms to each other. No. But that is actually not the purpose, because atoms, as they are not displayed to the end user in any place. They are always meant to be used in other contexts.
Yeah, but it uses like fields.
Yeah.
You can have like a caption, and you want to translate the caption, and you're showing it on language.
Yeah, you can of course.
There is a possibility to add the language for the asset. Yes. But actually, we are not using that at the moment.
Yeah, but of course, you can. If you're using fields, you can do everything that you can do with fields.
Yeah.
So that is pretty powerful. You can do pretty much everything if you have the time and the amount of expertise to configure all of that.
And then, for example, if you are using views to display the assets, so you can just configure it to display just a certain